Never in my life been a hater turned fan. Never in my life will I change the way I am. Hey guys. So today I want to talk to you guys about me, like who I am, not the content creator, not the coach, just Tavi, who he, ha ho, who I am. I don't have Tourette's. Sorry. I have this thing where, like, if I hear something that's either from a song or from a movie, it's got to come out. Anyways, this is who I am. I'm Tavian, also known as Tavi, also known as Tavi Music, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Wha- Huh. And oh my god, I want to show y'all who I am today. Give you a little backstory on me and what, just like where I fucking came from. Where did I come from? I just popped out of nowhere with a YouTube channel, and now you follow me, and you're like, who the fuck is this girl for real? She says some pretty good shit, but like, who is she? I'm Tavi. Um, to like get back to okay. Let me just like bring you back, okay? So, girl, where like it's such a long story. Okay, I'm gonna start fourth grade. Fourth grade, I that's when I first like girl. That's when I was like, I've been taking care of myself since fourth grade, like cooking, cleaning, um, responsible for me since fourth grade. Maybe not bills, thank mama. You feel me? I didn't have to put food on the table, but I was responsible for cooking it and getting it into my system. Okay. Nobody was meal prepping for me. Nobody was making lunch. No, nobody was making dinner. Well, somebody was. It was me. And I remember my mom tried to like teach me how to make like she taught me how to make baked chicken, broccoli, and rice, and I ate that ah for a good 2 3 years. That's all I ate, other than like TV dinners, Pop Tarts, and cereal. Like that was the only meal that I ate for years because that's all I knew how to cook. Everything else was just junk. But like actual food, that was all I ever ate because that's all I knew how to cook. And I was just like survival skills, quite literally. I was like, I was responsible for doing my mom's laundry. I was responsible for doing my laundry. I was responsible for shoveling the snow out of the driveway. And we had like a 6 car driveway. It was not a small driveway. And my little sixth, seventh grade ass was shoveling it. Now, put this into perspective. In fourth, fifth grade, you're like 9, 10 years old. And I was responsible for everything. I took myself to school. I was supposed to be getting my homework done. I wasn't. I was supposed to go to tutoring. I wasn't. The only thing I kept up with and stayed consistent with every single day and did not miss was my arts. Band practice, I was there every day, every week. In high school, theater, never missed rehearsal. Choir, never missed rehearsal. Band, never missed rehearsal. But everything else, keeping them dishes clean, keeping my room clean, doing homework. I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't know what I was supposed to be doing. I didn't do it. I didn't. And I think and then I got to a certain point when I was like 22 where I was just fucking fed up with having to be responsible, like for myself. Like I had been responsible for myself for such a young age. And here I was at 22 being pushed again to grow up faster than I was ready to. I was ready to end it all. I was so fucking tired. I honestly thought that the best idea was to just kill myself. I was like, that's the only thing that's going to make this better. That's the only thing that's going to provide me with any relief or I can finally rest is if I just die. So I wrote a list. Well, before that, I called my grandma, okay? And I was like, "Grandma, I want to die." I was like, "I don't want to be here no more." She was like, "Well, baby, why would you say that?" "I don't want to be here because I'm tired of paying bills." Like, I moved out at 19 years old. So not only did I take care of myself my entire life, then I got to 19 and I was like, bitch, I don't need this shit. I don't need this. I'm fucking gone. I moved out. But then I got to like 21 and mental health issues started getting into play and I stopped going to work. And I was like, huh, depression? What is that? What is depression? What? It makes me stop going to work. What the fuck? Oh wait, I don't have money. I can't pay my bills. Hold on. I was going through it. Oh, I was going through it. Looking back on it, I blamed myself. I still blame myself to this day a little bit. Like, oh, like I'll say like, oh, things that happened were out of your control, but partly it was your fault. But like it wasn't. I grew up with things that most people had parents to teach them to do. I didn't have anybody to teach me to do that other than my grandpa on the weekends every other month. Like that was the only parental guidance or time that I got where someone was like, this is how you're supposed to show up in the world. Other than that, I was on full by myself autopilot. I hung around the wrong people. Nobody taught me how to get good people around me and keep good people around me and pick bad influences from good influences. Nobody taught me to do that. I had to learn that by myself. And that shit was really crazy. Like, I honestly don't think I've wrapped my head around it. I'm 25 now and I still don't have my head wrapped around what I went through and how I got through it and like the resilience, the survival skills, I mean, some fucked up shit happened to me. And not once have I let it deter me. And honestly, what's kept me going is my dreams. Okay, no, I got the fuck off track. Okay, so my grandma, I'm about to die. I'm ready to kill myself. And I call my grandma, I want to die. Why would you say that, baby? I just don't want to. She was like, write a list of reasons to live. And I wrote a list of 25 reasons to live, of reasons that I didn't like. I was like, okay, I'll try this. And that exercise taught me that I didn't want to give up. I didn't like, I just thought that that was the only option. And like, imagine how fucking lost I had to be to think that the only option in order to improve my life was to end it. And I thank God for my grandma for, I thought, I thanked her the other day, like, thank you so much for telling me to write that list. Cause I don't know if I would have lived like to see today. I was just going through so much relationship issues. Me and my mom have, that's a whole nother story. And woo! So I wrote the list. I have the list right here. Thank God I've always been a journaler. I have so many journals and like notebooks everywhere. On the list, I my first one was my friends and my family. If I'm not gonna live for anybody else, I'm gonna live for my family. My little sisters, they're really young. They're still figuring out life. They need their big sister. I also want to set them up for success. They need their big sister. Okay. I put myself, which is actually amazing because with where I was mentally, I'm so surprised that I put myself down. Like, I want to live for myself. I also put my hopes and dreams, things I haven't accomplished yet. I want to get married one day. I want to meet my soulmate. I want to have his kids. I want to go on vacations. I want to win a Grammy. Like, all these things that I hope and dream for myself that I'll never get to experience if I decide that the best thing to do is in my life. Like, I would have never gotten this far. And I can't imagine. I can't imagine. Of course, I put my sisters on there. I put that my family would be devastated. I put I'd never see all my dreams come true. I would never get to watch my grandparents grow old. Everyone would miss me. I'd never learn all the instruments I want to learn. I'd never get the experience of going on tour. My first girls' trip, I'd never get to find my community. Um, I would never get to meet my future kids. I haven't been to the other side of the world yet. I haven't been to Europe yet. Like, there was so many experiences. What really got it is all the things I wouldn't be able to get to experience if I were to decide today. Like, nobody wants that. I genuinely didn't want that, but it felt like it was necessary. It felt like the only way. And that's the best way I can describe it. Like, that's the best way I could, it felt like the only option. Um and I just look at now. I moved into this apartment that I live in with nothing. I dealt with being homeless all last year. I was jumping from couch to couch. I was jumping from other people's house to other people's house. I was staying in like 1 month sublets, 2 month sublets, going to other people's couch. I was dealing with people treating me and taking advantage of my situation for their own gain. Multiple people, not just one person. I was dealing with feeling like not good enough. I didn't have a place to call home. I was dealing with relationships or like friendships, family ships that like ultimately ended or restrained because of the instability and not being able to count on certain people. It was just a lot. And I moved into this apartment finally after a year of being unhoused. I moved into this apartment with a mattress and two totes. That's all I had. For a good 2, 3 months, I was sleeping on my mattress on the floor when I moved here. Now I have a bed frame. I have a new, my favorite color bed sheet set with silk pillows. I cried when I made my bed for the first time here. I literally I broke out in tears. I'm about to fucking cry now because I just that was a lot. And now I have a bedside table. I have a desk. I've never had a desk before. My room was always the living room that we split in half to make my room. And then after that, going through housing stability, I didn't know when I was going to have my own room again. And to move in here and to look around and see what I've been building, I now realize that all of that I went through, I needed for the skills that I'm using now to build where I'm going. Survival mode taught me resilience. Loneliness taught me to be self reliant. A little too much sometimes. I need to actually branch out and start networking because I don't got no. I need it anyway. Pain taught me empathy. I can feel other people's emotions, which is a gift and a curse sometimes. But I can, when you're sad, I feel that and I sympathize and I can console and comfort people like no one else because of the loneliness and depression that I felt throughout my life from a child to an adult. And that's going to help me coach and transform lives forward. Children, teenagers, adults, men, women, anybody that is willing to sit down with me. Oh my God. I always see people like on Instagram and TikTok like crying on social media, and I'll be like, nah, I get it. You get into your story and a piece of vulnerability that you leave online, and now it's like I'm crying. I forgot what I was gonna say. I'm very proud of myself. I literally built myself from nothing, from scratch. And now this is just the beginning. This is just, I just scratched the surface. I'm finna fucking fuck shit up. Okay? And I realized I never forgot who I was. I was just tired. I never wanted to die. I was never lost. I was just exhausted from caring way too much, way too young. And now that I'm at 25 and I'm very proud to say that now I am able to carry it. I was never meant to carry it that young. I did anyway, and now I'm at a point in my life where I am able to carry it. I'm secure. I'm stable. Oh God, that feels good to say. I am financially stable. Now, independence and freedom is what we're working on next. I remember who I am now. Thank you so much for watching this video. Like if it resonated with you. Subscribe if you want to continue the journey with me. And comment if anything in this video spoke to you or you want to share something, anything. I really just love hearing from you. I love it. I love it. I love it so bad. It makes me smile. It keeps me going. So if you don't like, you don't subscribe, please, I would love to just comment. And that would be amazing. That would be enough. Hamilton lovers out there. All right. See you in the next one. Bye.